Wow, hello everyone. Welcome back.
We're back?
Wow, welcome back.
Already?
This is the NgoVo, I know. This is NgoVo Convo podcast. I'm Veronica. I'm joined by Harrison. He's somewhere that way. I'm somewhere this way.
That doesn't matter. I actually kept reading. That's the important thing.
That is the important thing. And we're both just here wanting an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. But really, we're cleaning up Harrison's One Piece backlog today. Yet again. I gotta get that out quickly because he's gonna be like, I read. Because he did read. That's fine. Yeah, because it's just two people conversing.
Like NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo, spot right above my head.
Wow, genius work right there.
Yeah, and I got a genius out of it. Damn.
Wow.
I'm doing work.
Wow. Because you could watch every episode on YouTube or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. We're everywhere, anywhere. This is episode 30 of our One Piece manga review. So, I mean, if you're 30 episodes into the series, you are at least reading along, catching up, rereading, following along. You're doing your thing with us.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. No non-spoiler thoughts. We kind of just go right into it. We did, however, split Wano Act 3 into 2 parts. So this is part 1.
We did, because there's so much that happens in just these, like...
Yes, in this 102 chapter. But it was a lot. It was requested by Harrison to split this.
Well, I preemptively did it because Veronica does this thing where she's like, oh, let's just do the whole arc. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah. We can just keep talking about it. I was like, I know you like talking about One Piece, but I don't like recording One Piece that way.
Yeah. So we did split this. So it's gonna be part 1 is like a little baby chunk, and then part 2 is like the bigger chunk. Yeah, the bigger chunk. But yeah, so chapters 956 until 978. So go read that. I thought it was a good spot to end.
Yes, I agree, because it wraps up in a nice spot.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it. Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So yeah, I'll just get right into it. The first 2 chapters is actually like some ties to Wano, but it's just an interlude basically. So chapters like 956 and then 957 is just like a mini break full of stuff that happened in those 2 chapters.
A lot of reveals.
And I understand why Harrison's like, we're not doing 102 chapter episode like in one episode. So I get it. We have fixed my issue, because if you look back at Dressrosa, it was a lot. Anyway, we'll get right into it. Did you see, or I don't know, Drake, let's just go right into it. Drake X, did you see that he was a Marine?
Yeah.
Did you
I'm not
get
surprised.
That vibe? You're not surprised?
That didn't surprise me at all, actually. I was like, oh, okay. The only surprising part was like seeing him, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because from what I read about Drake X already was like, oh yeah, he was an ex-Marine that became a pirate. But now I'm like, the more I thought about it, I was like, maybe he is one of those like inside man stuff, because they already kind of did it with Dressrosa actually.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's possible, and boom, yep.
It is possible. And he's like part of this like elite group within the Marines. They're called Sword. But yeah, I think it was just nice to see Kobe again.
Yes, it was.
It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. So like that happened. Someone infiltrated Morgan's newspaper to stop him from
but failed because
the news.
But failed, right? Because he's actually strong. He's like, oh, but we're relocating. I'm like, okay.
I love how he just like boinked the guy, and then in like the panel, he's like down on the ground. He goes, "Who infiltrated my payroll?"
They got this deep. What?
Yeah, I know. He's like, "Who did this?" warlord systems abolished. So it's nice. It was really nice to see Buggy and Mihawk and Boa.
So Mihawk. So okay, just for time frame sake, Mihawk got a newspaper and told Ghost Girl that it's a good time to leave, right?
Yeah.
Was that the newspaper?
Yeah.
Okay. Or was this the newspaper? Because he's like, oh, this is a good time.
Yeah, because it's all connected that way.
Yeah. Because timing wise, it's just weird because we're going back to like real world essentially.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny because when reading this part, I felt bad for the Marines that have to go after Mihawk because if you remember him, it's like crazy.
No. Going after majority of the warlords is kind of like, it's like they did it and I'm like, oh, yeah, they probably have some group now that they think is already better.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, and it's probably more official.
Yeah. And I love Mihawk. He's just like, haven't been chased down in a while.
And he's
this
like,
should be fun.
He's like, I gotta rush again. He's like, I didn't think I missed this.
But I did.
Whoa.
Oh, menacingly.
And then Boa, oh, yes. Girl
Don't
can... she's like, don't you guys worry. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, what are you guys talking about?
And Kobe's going after her.
I know. That's the part I was like, oh, okay.
But Luffy's worlds are just colliding.
It is.
I laughed.
Really
I laughed at that part because Kobe and Boa really love Luffy in their own way.
And I'm like, oh, when they meet, they're probably just gonna glaze over Luffy, and then that's it.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, something happened with Sabo and Vivi.
That was in the newspaper too, right? Because that was like that big. That was apparently the bigger thing that people were freaking out about, and I'm like, ooh, what? And then of course, cut. And I'm like, all right, cool, that's fine. It's fine.
But it was just nice to see everyone back again.
It was nice. It was nice to see things are still. Yeah. Obviously, stuff's still happening outside in the world. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah. And it was just nice to go back to like, Luffy's old town, and you just see like the familiar faces and everyone reacting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like the Ace situation again, because Sabo's just
unknown because we don't know.
Unknown, yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, something's happening.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But then we get a little reveal about Kaido and Big Mama's past.
Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it?
The rocks, right?
Yeah.
Dude, okay. That answers a lot, but then it answers a lot of... Because, what was it? Oh my god. Afro dude? Sengoku, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is giving like the whole backstory. It's like, oh, I guess we're that desperate now. They just give the whole backstory now. Or
yeah.
Because I feel like back then he wouldn't have said shit.
Yeah, no.
But now he's so like... I do like how he's just so
laid
chill
back
now. He's so laid back now. And I'm like, dude, this is great.
Him and Garp. I mean, we still see a little bit of Garp too, but like they're just both like super laid back and like.
No, and it not just Kaido, Big Mom. It gave the whole context of like why Garp even didn't move up any higher too, because he was like, because then Goku's explaining, right, and I thought this was really cool. Yeah. This is probably like my favorite part out of like the interlude thing, because everything else I was like, okay, cool, that's abolished. That was gonna happen eventually. This reveal was crazy just to show like Kaido, Big Mama, and Whitebeard were all in the same crew. Yeah. And Garp was the one that took him down. And it was revealed that he worked with Goldie Roger to take him. I was like, dude, this is so cool.
Isn't this crazy?
It was.
It's just a wild ride.
It does. I like that now it explains why like Garp didn't want to move up, because he's like, he doesn't have the freedom to do what he wants, because he could have been
his grandson.
Yeah. On the flip side.
Yeah. No, yeah, like it basically said like Garp doesn't like celestial dragons and he doesn't want to be controlled by them, so that's why he stayed.
Which makes sense. Like if he moved closer up in rank, it's closer up to being right below celestial dragons, right? Yeah. And he's like, no, screw that.
Yeah. But I mean, he's the Navy's hero basically.
Mm-hmm. Like,
but yeah,
it's funny because everyone else has like a crazy name, right? And then to me, it's like it's the one that's been stuck from the beginning, so it makes sense, like the Navy's hero. But I'm like, oh, kind of wish he had like a cooler name. Like, other than if there's another nickname, that'd be cool, but it's fine.
Yeah, no. And I think like you get like a little sneak peek of like, the past pirates. Like what made this pirate era, like, besides Goldie Roger, like it.
Yes. Like what was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like how the reveal was like, oh, he worked with Goldie Roger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then it puts into context, like I already had the idea. I don't think they ever like stated it, but I already had the idea that he had to do something with Goldie Roger, probably.
Yeah. And I mean, that's how, like, if you think about it, back in Marineford, like, that's how Garp and, like, Whitebeard were talking. They're like, your grandson's, like, right here. Like, that's why they were talking to each other, like so, informally.
Informally, yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I thought that was cool. But yeah, all of that in 2 chapters.
Yep.
Crazy. All crazy work from Oda.
But now we're back in Wano.
No, now we're back in Wano. So chapters 958 through 978 is Wano.
Yes.
20 chapters of Wano. So this goes into like past to present, and there's a lot of like parallels in this next 20 chapters. Obviously in the present, Orochi's just still paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of cuts off all of the routes to basically the plan.
The plan has failed.
That's the present.
The plan has failed.
Yeah.
Or presently the plan has failed, and Orochi's like, oh yeah, he knew what was going on. But why did we know? This whole
time.
Yeah.
This whole time.
What?
But why? How?
Who cares? We're going to the past now.
Yeah, who cares? We're going to the past.
Yeah, it's like, no, it was like, I was like, oh, shoot, how does he know all this stuff? What's going on? Well, it was cool because it was like the vassals were all like, even though this has gone to absolute, like, this is garbage on fire, right?
Yeah.
Like, we are going to go forward because we love Odin this much.
We got to do it.
Speaking of Odin.
But now you just got to understand why they love Odin that much. Yeah. And so you look at the past, you kind of get a feel for Wano pre-Orochi. Like, it was just like a normal country.
It was really. Japan.
It was just Japan, yeah.
It was feudal Japan.
Yeah.
That's really basically what it
was. But yeah, you meet Odin.
And my God, he had a busy life from 1 to 13. 18? 13. 18.
Like, yeah.
18.
It's funny, isn't it?
It's great.
It's great.
I love it.
How did you digest Odin? I just want to know. I just want to understand how you just got here with him, his backstory. It's great.
I love that right off the bat, they're like, yeah, he's a delinquent, essentially. Like, essentially, he just, like, causes trouble, and he's just, like, absolutely, like, the worst, in a sense.
Yeah.
Right?
And, I mean, it's funny, because he's, like, a son of, Shogun.
Yeah, he's the Shogun's son. That's what makes it even crazier, right? He's technically royalty, and, but the way he acts is just so funny, because he's, like, I love that his thing is always, like, this place is so cramped.
Yeah.
I need to get out. And they introduce, like, they give his whole, like, backstory, which I know is, like, just them, like, expositionally, here's his backstory, because they were, like, writing out, like, to the Shogun. But then he apparently keeps failing on, like, getting out to sea, which is hilarious. Because it's funny. But I love how, like, they gave, like, the Shogun's like, all right, I get it. And he gives a slip of paper, and it's like, you see a section, I saw this, and I'm like, disowned.
Yeah. Disowned, man. But it's just like, there was like one panel where they kind of just timeline his first like 13 years.
Yep.
And it's just like, at 1 year old, he did this. Like
at
3,
3,
5,
he
like
did this. That's what I love. I love the speed run, but it got me the
gist of like what Odin is.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's really funny because I think it was like 3 or 5 years old. It's just like he got into a bar fight and like
no, the fact that this all happened when he was a kid, right? Like I was like, bro, he's in a what? It
was funny. And then it's just like the history with the his team basically his 9 members.
Yeah.
And like how he kind of like got them was also really funny.
Yeah. I know there's the bigger focus on Kinemon and Denjiro, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Denjiro was the one that I was like, I think I mentioned last episode. I was like, okay, the main ones that we've met already are Kinemon, Kiku, Raizo,
the dog,
Tanjiro, dog,
Yeah.
cat. And I was like, technically, we then met
Kawamatsu.
Kawamatsu,
The fish man.
Yeah.
And then like Doji's like the big samurai guy.
Yeah, the big bandit samurai dude.
Yeah.
Who's not with them at that time.
Yeah, who wasn't with them. Presently,
yes.
yeah. But
And
yeah.
then Denjiro, I was like, I think I asked about like the last one. I was like, there's one more, right? And you're like,
and I was just like, yeah, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, we got introduced to Denjiro. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Well, oh no. Did you count? What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yes.
Yeah. Is that it? 1, 2, 3.
Doji. Okay, no, it's Doji.
Yeah, Joji.
No, Doji's the one that I also didn't know who.
Oh yeah, because presently he's
yeah,
not liking them. Yeah.
Yes. That's why I was like, there's 3 missing technically that are not walking with them. So
Yeah.
Yes.
But
But
I feel
Kinemon's
like
thing was funny. I think
wasn't it
the
boar?
because they focused on it more. And it was like the boar, and it was like he's just also like a poor dude, and like
Yeah.
And I like how they show like how him and his wife his wife, but back then they were just like childhood friends.
It was so cute.
It was cute.
It was cute.
It was the whole
But then the white boar situation was even funnier.
And it's like, wait, he stole that, but I want to sell it
for money.
I need money. And Denjiro's like, oh, you're an idiot.
No, it was just like, it was cool how he like met all of them because they're just like orphans basically.
They're just like
orphaned people.
Orphan or like
misfits.
But it was like cool to see. Like I think the funniest one for me was actually when he met the dog. The dog and cat.
Yeah.
Their backstory was funny. They're like, because they're from Zoe, right?
Zoe, yeah.
Like, let's just check it out. Oh God, this place sucks. The world sucks.
And like you see like the baby version of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, they were so cute.
And it's like Odin's like, oh, and he's like, guys, stop, because he's already in charge of that area, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like, guys, stop being like jerks and blah, blah, blah. All right, see you. And he's like, and they're like still hung up and all that. And they're like,
they follow him.
Yeah, it's great. It was fun to see like how everyone follows him. Speaking of following him, I love how like Kinemon and Denjiro, like when they first seem to like, we will follow this man because we love him already. And then he's like, we will follow you, and he gives you like the face of like the disgust face.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh.
He's like, really?
He was not. It's like he did not seem to like that.
Yeah. And I just love how like Odin, every time he like got like a misfit like orphaned person, he was just like, really? You really want to follow me?
Yeah. He's like, oh, seriously?
Oh man. But I mean it's like, I feel like this is one of the more intense backstories because you really dive deep into like Whitebeard's crew pre-death of Whitebeard, Goldie Roger. You even get a glimpse of like what Roger found.
There's so much. Like
it was so much.
Like one, yes, I agree. It's like seeing how, because okay, when they just talk about it in passing, right? They're like, Odin was a part of Whitebeard's crew, and then at one point, Goldie Roger, because we knew Goldie Roger's crew, but then also Whitebeard. They revealed that he was a part of Whitebeard's crew. Was crazy. And yeah, learning about the trip, and that initially Odin was only going to be on Goldie Roger's ship for like 1 year.
Yeah.
And then he's like became more.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's just funny how he got off Wano. I think it was just
but badass,
yeah. It was not unexpected at all of Odin to just be like, I'm coming along.
He's been wanting to get off. Like he saw this ship and he was so. I love that to me, it's one reason I like Odin a lot. Like he's become like one of my favorites in a sense of like, I think he has the same vibe as Luffy for the sense of adventure and all that, but I think I like it more in a sense of how it's portrayed. Like he's also just as dumb. That's the thing.
Oh,
when it comes to adventure, he's just like, oh my god, yes, let's go. But everything else,
and you see it compactly, like.
And I think that's what you're talking about with the parallel, right? Like it's there.
Yeah,
like
it's there.
There's certain people that have the same sense of adventure, and it's just really funny because it's just funnier because he's locked in and he just wants to get out.
And I mean, it's just like he just wants to go out.
Yeah,
he just wants to be.
Can I say it's cool that like because Whitebeard was leaving, right? And everyone was like, "Oh yeah, you can't take him. It's against the law." And Whitebeard was like, "Thank God, there's a reason."
Yeah, but then Whitebeard's like, this is unexpected.
Well, yeah, because Odin's like chased after and they held on to like the rope. And he's like, take me with you. And he's like, if you can last
like a week hanging on or something.
I forgot how long. It was a long time, yes, but I
don't
know
if
it was a week. Was it a week?
Or is that 5 days? It was something. It was
a long
long.
Yes, it was a
yeah.
Maybe it was 3 days. I don't remember. But I keep thinking it's 3, but never mind. I'm remembering the time at the end, and we'll touch about it. But
yes, yeah.
Again, speaking of that, really quick, you're right. There's a lot of parallels, and there was a lot of like foreshadowing.
I'm sure there was.
But I know you want to go in order, so it's fine. No, I love that he like last second he was about to get in. Oh, I love what's his name? Phoenix. Marco. I love how the whole crew was like super like into Odin. They're like, yeah, Odin's so cool. He's showing the crew. Whitebeard, nah.
Whitebeard's like, nah, fam.
Nah.
Not this time.
He's gonna wreck my family.
But I think like the adventure that Odin has with Whitebeard really, I think, grew him as a person. Still a hot-headed man.
Yes.
But I think you can see like he needed to leave Wano.
He did. No, he did. And ironically, he met his wife too, right? Who wanted to go to Wano.
Yeah.
So I know they have that whole ordeal. She looks exactly like
Hiyori?
Yeah, Hiyori. Yeah. Which I was okay, I see it. And she's so funny also. It's just like it's great.
She's hilarious.
Can we that whole underlying like timeline thing where they have a family straight up. They get their husband
on
and wife.
Whitebeard's.
Everything happens on Whitebeard's ship. And I was like,
yeah.
Dog and cat also like
they snuck on as well.
Stowed away as well. I thought that was funny. Which then again, they're connecting all the things of like, oh yeah, Dog Cat did sail on their ship, and also on Goldie Roger. Like they're tying together so many things that we've heard about already. It's just cool, really cool to see.
No, it is cool.
Yeah, and
like it's just like you think about it. Momo has met Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's met all these big people, but I think by the time they leave the ships, he's like 3 or 4.
He's about 3 or 4.
So it makes sense that he wouldn't really remember, but he's there. That's what I looked at my wife. I'm like, does Momo understand that he's been a part of all this in the craziest way? Probably, but it's like the scale, like just seeing it, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I know. That was like the craziest part.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he had, like, Odin has a duty to be Shogun, basically.
Yeah.
That's what he was kind of, like, born into. But, I mean, Goldie Roger. He's like, did you like that fight between Whitebeard and Goldie Roger?
Dude, that was insane. I bet
Wasn't it crazy?
Reading Wano makes me, again, I said this before. I was like, I want to watch anime, but I held off, right? Just because I have other stuff to do.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, One Piece anime is a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
And reading Wano, this part, I was like, damn, this would look so cool. A lot of stuff in Odin's backstory, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to watch this.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Whitebeard versus Goldie Roger, the hockey is like crazy.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Crazy. No, that was cool. And they're friends. They're rivals as pirates, but they're like friends. They're actual friends.
No, and it makes sense. Like, they framed it a lot very well. And actually, this is the most exposure we got to Goldie Roger.
Oh, yeah.
As well. Like,
100%.
This is actually a backstory on him, too. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Because
and I mean, you see what Goldie Roger found.
Yeah.
You like actually hear it from his mouth, like what he found at the Laughing Tail. He even named the last island Laughing Tail.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. So I was like, oh. But then they just left it at that. Again, of course. It makes sense.
Again. I mean, but he speaks on like the 100-year void. It's been 800 years since someone's touched that spot. You know, like, I don't know. Who the people of D are. Like, it's crazy.
Wait, did they say the people of D? I thought they just referenced it again. Did they explain that?
Yeah. He was like, well, Goldie Roger's like, oh, I understand. I've learned about like
the
what
will
the
of D.
people people of D, like ancient weapons.
Okay, no. Yeah. So he's like touched
crazy.
on the stuff that like, yes.
Yeah. No. But obviously an adventure has to end somewhere and Odin has to go back home.
Mm-hmm.
And he does come home. And this is the part where it's just like you get to Orochi's backstory.
They sprinkled Orochi throughout this actually early on.
They did, but like I think this is where you understand why Orochi gets to be this shogun.
Yes, but also we learn how messed up it is in that he was under the other guy. What's his name? Holy shit.
I forget
because I'm the one binging. But give me a second.
I forget. I think I know what you're talking about though.
They killed him at the end.
Yeah.
Why do I when I check your note? Oh, no, that's Toko. Why are names hard? And you don't even.
Which one are you talking about?
You didn't even write her dad's name.
Who?
Toko's dad.
Toku? Oh.
And I forget what the title is. All of a sudden.
Jatsu?
Yatsu. Yeah. No.
Okay. Jasu?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Is
it Jasu or
Yasu?
Yasu. Oh wait, Yasu. Yasu.
Yeah. Because he was because Orochi worked under him.
Orochi was
which is why it's messed up because then he kills him at the end of the last arc.
Of the last arc.
Or last act.
Yeah, but then like Odin's dad is just so sick, and then Orochi's just kind of like, but just like make me like shogun for a little bit, you know? Like that's basically how.
And he's like, I'm so
Orochi
close to Odin. It's okay.
Yeah.
Schemey.
But Orochi's backstory was like, just it makes me hate him even more presently, and I'm sure that's how you feel.
Yep.
As well. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Odin's back in Wano. It's different now because now Orochi's shogun, and like, this is where Kaido story starts with Wano.
Because they already alluded to it once, because Odin went back once, really quick, right? And they
really
already
quick.
showed the factory starting.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, there's something off, but I can't. If I stay here, I'll stay too long. I'll end up, I won't ever leave if I stay.
Yeah.
And it's sad because you realize if he stayed back, he probably could have handled it early on.
Yeah. But then, like, the offside to that is, like, he wouldn't have been able to, you know.
Yeah. He wouldn't have had this great Avenger and, like, all this stuff. We wouldn't have been exposed to the rest of it.
Yeah. But basically, he's back for good permanently. He has to be shogun. But he can't. So, because Orochi's kind of put fear in people. He started his plan. Orochi's kind of just, like, that's his, like, beginning plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like Odin versus Kaido. You see that fight because it was talked about in the last act, but you don't see it until now.
Yeah. Two-blade style. Or two-sword style. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. No, I thought that was a cool fight.
It was really cool.
You see Kaido in his dragon form again.
And it shows that Odin was the one that actually gave him the mark.
Yeah, sliced him up a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit.
Just a little bit. I mean, how messed up is Odin's ending?
Dude, okay, no, it was already like it was a tragic ending in the sense of like he could have beaten them all, but then of course he was told like the details.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, and it was I think the biggest plot twist was like everyone's like ready for him to win. He comes out and he dances naked like every week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, to save 100 people's lives. Yeah.
Because then you learn like, oh, Orochi doesn't care. He's like
No,
ready to
not at
kill
all.
everyone.
Yeah.
Because then I do hate him, but I do appreciate that, like, I appreciate that it wasn't just a dumb reason, in a sense of like, it is fully a revenge for him. Like, he's like, no, screw this whole country. I
screw
could care
his family,
less.
screw his country.
I don't care about being a Shogun. I just want to kill everyone.
Yeah, no. He's on like a power rage too.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that explains it. I hate you with all my might, but I kind of get what direction you're going.
Yeah. I mean, that last...
Full circle. Boiling?
Yeah, I was just... Yeah. Odin, that was one of the best foreshadowings up to date when I was reading this. Because Odin, every time, he's like, oh yeah, I'm meant to boil. Or I'm meant to be boiled. Because
it's Odin. Like, Odin, word itself, right? It's like the food, essentially.
It's the food, yeah.
It's the fish cake, I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and Odin was boiled.
But, dude, like, and it played on the fact of, like, he's like, oh, he gave the challenge of, oh, let me survive, or if we can survive all this for X amount of time.
Like, 1 hour.
Yeah.
Like, I want Wano back. And that's really how this group, 20 years later, they're just so...
indebted, essentially.
Indebted to him.
And, like, loyal.
Yeah.
Because, dude, badass, holding up all of them, but, like, in boiling water. And I'm like, dude, this guy's massive. Yeah. And, oh, my God, he's so badass. Oh.
And I think Orochi just... It was a cheap shot from Orochi.
Oh, 100%.
Because even Kaido was like, oh, you can make it. Like, I truly believe, like, if Orochi was not that petty, Kaido would have left something. He would have left something.
You think so?
I think so.
Because Kaido was the one that shot him at the end.
Yeah, but I feel like he would have been like, he would have gone somewhere else, I think. Maybe. Even though he's a pirate.
I think he wouldn't have. I think he would have stayed.
You don't think so? He would have stayed?
Because yes,
I mean, Wano has the technology.
Yes. Yeah. No, and I know there's a lot of things I think Wano has that was revealed to us over time. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think they would have fought a bit more, because the thing is, yeah, no, I think Kaido would have stayed regardless, because Kaido's the one that was like ended up like offing him, because he's like, all right, I'll give you a good end, because yeah.
He was like, this is entertaining. Thank you for the entertainment. Or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
No, but that was crazy. Everyone split up.
Yeah.
You see, like, to present day, like, what everyone is. And, I mean, Denjiro's face changed.
The reveal. Dude, I was like...
You finally found out?
No, and I remember asking this, too. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, he keeps holding the thing and he keeps looking at it.
Yeah.
I think there's something up with him. And I'm like, I can't tell if it's good or bad or not. And I know now. You're like,
He.
Then I proceed to ask, yeah, isn't there like some samurais missing? You're like, yes.
I'm like, yeah.
As we're looking at one right now with the Papa.
Yes. But now, I mean, we're back into the present. We're back to the spot where like everyone's like, oh, the plan's gone to shit. But has it really? No, because Luffy comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. Luffy comes out of nowhere.
Kid and Law come out of nowhere. Do you like that dynamic?
I love the dynamic. I love the worst, like the big three from the worst generation. Oh, they're stupid.
They're competitive.
They're competitive. Like, it's funny because Law is always like, no, you guys are so stupid. But then when this happens, he also like...
You would think Law would be the more level-headed out of the three.
You think he'd be the straight man out of them?
Yeah.
He is more of the straight man, but not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
I think Luffy really triggers him. So I think that's why he's just like...
The stupid gets to him.
Yeah. No, it really does. But this is the part where the plan actually is not ruined, we figure out. Which is great.
Because Kingdom One's a genius.
Yeah, because Kingdom One's a genius. Right? Even Kinnaman's like, huh? Yeah.
Then I love that Denjiro's like, dude, good on you. I can't believe you planned for all this stuff. Good job.
And then everyone else is like, huh? I think Kiku was the one that was like, really?
Huh? And then, they keep having twist after twist though.
No, they do. Because there's a betrayal.
Yes. I was so surprised by that. Well, that
How
happens
surprised?
before. Okay, so that happens before all this rewrite, right? Because Kanjuro reveals himself to be like the same clan from Orochi's.
Yes.
Because they gave that whole thing. I was like, wait, that's him? Oh, I guess that's it. I was very surprised. I did not see that one coming at all.
Like at all.
But they kept saying like, they kept alluding to the Inside Man. I'm like, yeah, who would it be?
Yeah. Who would it be?
But the fact that it's like Kanjuro, who's been there from the beginning when they revealed like
everything.
Kinemon. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we've met him for a while now. And I mean, you've seen his drawings. Like they were pretty
we
bad.
met him since before Zoe. Or right around
Dressrosa.
Dressrosa.
Yeah. And like towards the end of Dressrosa, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been a while.
It's been that long. Oh, yeah.
That long, yeah. But you've seen his drawings, like, you've seen that they're not that good.
So good. Honestly, very good detail to throw us off as the reader.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just assume he can't draw shit.
But then here he is. Even Kinnaman's like, you can draw that?
Well, because like when they like try to hit him and they're like, oh, that's a drawing. Then everyone notices. They're like, wait, that actually looks good.
Yeah.
And I was like... So again, like
crazy.
This was like, crazy twist.
No, I mean, basically the last 5 chapters it was all action packed.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, Jinbei arrives.
Badass.
That's even the badass part.
Yeah.
Even Law was like, "You get a former warlord."
I was like, Jinbei's with you guys. No, and I think what solidified it again, like as a good reminder, because we're about to be done, right? I think one thing they mentioned it at the very beginning of this whole part 1 that we were talking about. Sengoku actually mentioned it. He gave out the power levels or the bounties for each person.
The bounties.
And I think that's where I think it was really good as a reminder of like, he's like, oh, and just in case you guys were wondering, this is where everyone is actually at.
Yeah.
And I think the breakdown was like where they showed the bounty for Jinbei at 400.
Yeah. It was like 400 billion or something.
I'm forgetting the number all of a sudden. Because
Luffy's
like at 1 billion, right?
Yeah.
Luffy's ability.
Someone's a...
Yeah, but
like
no, the big thing is like,
billion,
okay, that's what it was. Blackbeard is 200. Then all of a sudden you see like Big Mom is like 400. Kaido's like 420.
You see Kaido.
And then
you see Goldie Roger.
Then 500 for Whitebeard and 5 something for Goldie. I was like,
yeah.
So the scaling helped. That gave some scale, right? Because then all of a sudden you see Jinbei's at 400. I was like, oh yeah, holy shit.
Yeah. But then you kind of see like Luffy's here.
Yeah.
Kaido's here.
Yes. Like the discrepancies there. So it's just like, but I think that's why seeing that helped me understand like why when Jinbei arrives, people freaked out.
Yeah.
Which I mean, we've known this for a while, but it's just like, I got reminded again. So
yeah. Yes. Plans coming together. Great. It's the beginning.
Nice.
Beginning of this plan. It's nice.
Yes.
It's good to see them enter the areas at least. And it was just so funny because like Kinnaman's like, oh, shouldn't we tell Luffy like XYZ? And Law's just like, no, that boy is not going to follow a plan. He's just let him distract everyone. We'll go our way. Like,
yeah, they actually, well, because they're like, where'd Luffy go? Oh, he went straight there. Oh God.
But I love it because Luffy is just like, the sea. You need pirates in the sea. That's
so cool. Dude, that line was hard. I was like, oh, that's so good.
It was. But yeah, and then we kind of end the part 1 with like the intro to the Kaido's like main.
Oh, actual like his elite squad.
His elite squad, like the Ropo.
Yeah, Toby Ropo. Yeah.
Yeah. And you kind of just see like X Drake is there.
He's there. He's a part of that, which now makes sense why he's like, why did they have me come down for this? Because it was like, yeah.
But yeah, that's the end of part 1. It was crazy, wild. So, I'm just happy that you understand Odin's backstory.
The biggest takeaway from Odin's backstory is the disgusted face. Like, when my favorite moment, and I just gave Veronica this shit this morning, was Odin reacts one way, and then it shows right after Whitebeard reacted the same way when Odin was saying something. And I think it was during when they had a meeting with Goldie Roger. I think that's what
it was.
It was great.
Yeah. It was great.
It just shows how close they are, which is crazy.
Yeah. No, but it was great. Perfect. The perfect backstory. That's all.
He's so cool. He's like top 3 for me characters for me, for sure.
Meant to be boiled. The foreshadowing.
Too good.
But that's all I have for part 1 of this act.
I can see why. I already asked you to split it because I had a feeling. I'm like, there's gotta be a spot to split it.
Video-wise, I think this was a good
This
spot.
is a good one because I can see how after this you can't split it. It's nonstop, right?
Yeah. And I'm excited for you to wrap up Wano.
I know. It's almost there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Because isn't it like the end of Wano is like 10:50 something?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait. Dude, I can't
You're
believe
almost hitting 1,000 chapters.
I can't believe I'm here at this point. Because this is Wano's the entire reason why I started wanting to read.
Yeah.
Because I've heard how hype it is.
It is hype.
It is the same reason like why I got into Game of Thrones was the Red Wedding, right? So Wano's like my thing for One Piece.
This is it. Yeah. No, but that's all I have for now.
That's all I got. This is hype.
I think part 2 will be even more exciting.
Yeah. I can't wait.
But yeah. I don't have anything else. You don't have anything else?
No.
I'm just going to close this out because thanks for tuning in so far. You can follow us on all of our socials at NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. If you're on YouTube, comment down below. Comment down below if you liked Odin's backstory, Orochi's, anything. No spoilers, please. As of now.
Yeah.
For Harrison. Like this video, smash that subscribe button. You know, love us. Love us a little bit more. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.